Major Pittsburgh Steelers injury updates after Week 2 against the Seattle Seahawks. A lot of players' status will be in question for the Week 3 matchup in Foxborough against the New England Patriots. My name is Tamir Jean-Charles. This is Steelers Digest. Let's hop right into it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please get subscribed. Only 67% of you are subscribed. We've got a lot of good content coming out in the future. How you doing, Pittsburgh Steelers fans? After Week 2's loss against Seattle, in our home opener at Acrisure Stadium, we had a lot of players that got injured, some players that didn't play in that game, and some players that played in the game, got injured in the game, came back. A lot of things happened in the game. A lot of things are happening to the team, and we're only in Week 2, headed to Week 3. Week 3 starts on Thursday when the Dolphins play the Bills on Thursday Night Football. But in the Seattle game, and I'll start before I get to the Seattle game. On Friday's practice leading up to that Sunday, Alex Highsmith was limited in that practice. You can either be LP, limited participant, DMP, did not participate, or FP, which is a full participant. He was a limited participant at practice with an ankle injury, but he was good to go, and he went for that Seattle game. He got hurt in that Seattle game. Mike Tomlin has diagnosed him with a high ankle sprain, but he's likely not to be placed on IR, which is good news for the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's good news for our pass rush. It's good news for a lot of things, and I'll explain why right now before I get to the other injuries. So Steelers like to use their 3 pass rush package with Highsmith, Herbig, Watt. They like to get to that. Couldn't get to that against New York because obviously Herbig was injured in that game. So they just had to run Highsmith, Watt, a bit of Jack Sawyer, stuff like that. Jack Sawyer did play a little bit in Seattle as well. That's where he got his first career sack. But Highsmith being out obviously kind of worsens our run defense, if that's even possible, right? If that's even possible. I know Week 1, Braylon Allen, not really Braylon Allen, but the tandem of Braylon Allen and Breece Hall ran all over us. More so Breece Hall. He averaged 5.6 yards per carry against us. And then in Week 2, obviously, we saw Kenneth Walker III and Zach Charbonnet. Kenneth Walker III averaged 8.1 yards per carry in that game. In Week 3, we will be going up against Ramondre Stevenson, who had a good game against the Dolphins in a game that they narrowly won 33-27. And then obviously rookie running back Travion Henderson out of Ohio State, national champion on Will Howard's team, of course, will be in that backfield as well. So it's like at this point, we should all know the recipe. If you normally come here because you don't, and if you don't, I'll tell you right now so you'll know exactly what to look for at 1 p.m. at Foxborough. Teams just run away from TJ Watt, and I explained this, but I explained it briefly. It was a longer video last video. It was a brief explanation, but I'll explain it more, right? So yes, we did get to see TJ Watt move around a little bit more than we've ever seen him in a Steelers uniform. Yes, that did happen, right? But if you want to stop the run game, right, and you want to get into the mind of an offensive coordinator, right? I'm an offensive coordinator going against the Pittsburgh Steelers, right? Every time I see number 90, I'm just going to run away from him, right? And now 56, Alex Highsmith, isn't on the field. Nick Herbig is already a pass rusher. If you would say, Tamir, what are some of the things Nick Herbig doesn't do well? It's stop the run. So he's going to have more snaps trying to stop the run. Might not be a good recipe, right? We've got Benton, who's up and down and stopping the run. Heyward, who wasn't hurt last game, but he's an older man, so he didn't play over 70% of the snaps, or I should say he played under 70% of the snaps against the Seahawks. We're an open book right now. And there are more injuries that happened to the team that I will explain further in the vid, but we are completely an open book right now. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news and say things are going to get worse. You know, you'd want to hope that Terrell Austin and everybody in that group, can lock in and get into their gaps and do their jobs. But We saw Peyton Wilson go down, right? We saw Patrick Queen go down with a rib injury. He came back, but he wasn't himself. We saw a little bit of our 24-year-old rookie Carson Bruner out of Washington. We saw a little bit of Cole Holcomb, who we got from the Commanders. So we saw a little bit of everybody in that game. Wasn't that banged up to see Jabril Peppers on the field. He was there on special teams. So, DBs, the DB portion of the field, the back end, I wouldn't say we're good. Deshaun Elliott's hurt, Joey Porter's hurt, and their status will be questionable going into week 3, as I will explain soon. But up front, we're kind of depleted right now, and obviously Derek Harmon is out, so it's gonna be all hands on deck until we get a lot of these guys back to stop the run. As I explained last video, we're on streaks of giving up 300 plus yards in games, 30 points in a game. It's just not good, right? Like, I know some people didn't really like the massive problem, but is this not an issue, right? Like, you're not supposed to be. We are the most expensive defense in the league. That's not a hyperbole. That's a fact. We have the most expensive defense in the league. Shouldn't be giving up 30 points. Definitely not to Justin Fields' debutant in New York, and definitely not to Sam Darnold and friends. So, a lot of things have to change. What I said I was going to explain even more is that a lot of the depth we have, we really don't even have. Isaiah Loudermilk went down, so that's no Loudermilk, no Derek Harmon. It's going to be hard to really move guys in and out. We're just going to be going with Benton. Cam Heyward has no choice but to play snaps. He has no choice. He can't come off the field. So we have Cam Heyward, Logan Lee, and then we have Keanu Benton and Y.A. Black. Obviously, no one plays with 4D tackles, so that's the one sub that we have. But a lot of guys are going to be playing football. We need Patrick Queen and Peyton Wilson to help out. Maybe Carson Bruner starts getting more play time because we probably need to rotate more linebackers to try to help and stop the run. Not saying Carson Bruner is the guy that you use to stop the run, but he's just an extra body. So that's something to look out for. I already went over Alex Highsmith, Deshaun Elliott, still nursing that MCL sprain. We'll see what his status looks like. Derek Harmon is officially out against the Patriots, and we'll see what Joey Porter's status looks like. Those are the two people we're looking at: Deshaun Elliott and Joey Porter Jr., how they practice. Today's only Tuesday. We've got a few more days of practice to see, if guys can really make it for these games. But like I said, this is all hands on deck for the Pittsburgh Steelers, especially in the run game. We saw Jalen Ramsey had a little bit of a off day, I guess, for his standard. Got an interception, but wasn't really that good in coverage, especially on third downs against Cooper Kupp and Jackson Smith and Jigba. So we've got a depleted defense. Jens, I don't really know what to tell you. This is football. It's a physical sport. People get hurt, and people have to step up. So we'll see what we can do against the Patriots. Just so you know, after the Patriots, it's the Vikings. Then that's our bye week. So, we've got a run of games where we should be winning those games if you want to be a playoff team. And we'll see what the Pittsburgh Steelers do defensively. All right, Jens, let me know what you think about how we're doing. Is it an overstatement? Do you see any lights in the tunnel? Can you let me know what that is if you see it? Just let me know what you guys are thinking in the comments. All right, I'll see you guys later.